Oh. Oh. Hello. P's up, hose down. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I'm worried about a squirrel. I've only seen Dougie one time since the beginning of the winter, and I didn't have any peanuts to give him. And I'm wondering if he was just like, well, fuck you then, and he just left. Or I wonder if he got hurt. Or I wonder if he got ate by a fucking owl. You know what I mean? He's my friend. That's what's on my mind. Yeah, Dougie. What if he got fucked to death by Blackie? Dude, I saw one of Blackie's progeny out here. Very strange color, like gray, but like not gray in the same way as these other grays, like burgundy gray, weird gray. Poor little Dougie. I miss that little Doug. You know? He and I were buddies. But whatever. I know. Poor little Dougie. At least let me hear your little bark. Like, if I just heard Dougie, I'd feel better. I ain't seen hide nor hair, and I only seen him once this winter. How's the hog? Girthy. Girthy. Like a Coke can. You know what I'm saying? Girthy. Pussy Commander? Cheers to you, sir. The Pussy Commander has arrived. Jesus. Nah, probably no vacation. I mean, maybe. I don't know. This summer we might go visit my mom. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't feel like traveling right now, I'll tell you that much. The algorithm has smiled upon this one, has it? How so? Keep the beard but trim the mustache. No, the whole fucking thing is coming out. In like 3 months, it'll be out here. Okay? That's how these work. It's the final beard. Random question. Any update on the channel? What channel? Oh, you're talking about onion nuggets? It's gone, baby. It's gone. Onion nuggets gone. Mustache is too long and it gets in your drink. That's what I like, though. It's a soup strainer. So I like that. Do you see this back here? Are you guys fucking... Do you see this? That's not gray. That's white. Paul the White. What up, blood? What up, cud? What up, thug? What up, gangsta? I come to you now at the turning of the tide. Yeah? I'm a pretty cool unk. You know what I mean? I've embraced unk now. I was pissed off at unk when you kids first started calling unk. But now, I see it for what it is. It's a term of endearment. It's like saying bro, but giving a little bit of deference to the fact that you're older. Are you a radio host? 95.7 The Fox, your home for classic rock, coming at you again with another 30 minutes of uninterrupted music here on your home for classic rock in the Valley, 95.7 The Fox. No, I'm not. I'm not. I just have the voice. Unk is a term of endearment. Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought it was like saying like, oh, you're old, you know, or something. I don't know what it was, man. Who fucking cares? Was your forehead itchy? Are you talking about this is a birthing scar. I've had this my whole life. Yeah. It happens when you're naturally born, you know what I mean? I wasn't a C-section. I came out the fucking tunnel and my head was too big and scraped against my mom's pelvis as I was coming out and left a permanent scar here. It actually goes up and back too. I did not notice that at the meetup. Most people don't. It's just a discoloration. It's only if you really look at me for a while does it stick out. You know what I mean? I'm the airbender, yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of people have these, but typically they're up here. Typically they're like up in your hairline, and so people never see them. Like if you were born naturally and you were a certain size of baby, that's another thing too. I was a huge child, like a huge baby. Like I weighed 11 pounds and 8 ounces or something. Share a trip story? I am wise. Trip stories are sacraments, man. You can't just go sharing your trip stories with everybody. That shit's for you. I was massive. I was a giant freak. 11'8", I think is what it was. I was a big boy. You were hatched? Cool. How's my son, Queso? That little bastard doesn't send me any money. Can you believe that? Raised him from just yay high. Raised him. Taught him how to grow the beard. Taught him how to stay fat but still have swagger. What thanks does he show me? Won't even pick up my phone calls. Too rich. Yeah, 13 pounds is giant for a baby. I mean, anything over 8 is pretty giant for a baby. Where am I at? I live in the Pacific Northwest. I'm up in Washington State. Washington State. Wappington State. West Coast, best coast. East Coast, least coast. That's the way it works. What do you think of a united Ireland? Up the IRA. Up the IRA, chappie. I don't know. I mean, I don't have enough Irish in me to really make a call on that. I do have Irish. My ancestors came, from that region. But can you do the Chinese accent? No. It's a tough one. Yeah, I got gauges. They're not huge. These are old school gauges. Like, I've had these since I was in my teens. Yeah, and I can't really stretch them. It's well, I can't go bigger. So I had these done by a friend, as one did in the 90s. You had a friend that was into piercing, and he went and did it for you. And they're not centered really well. Like this one especially. Like if I stretched it, this skin over here on this end of it would get so thin it might rip. And this one's not perfectly centered either. This one is worse than this one. But yeah, it's just not really. You do a British accent? Sort of. If I really think about things in a very intense way, I feel as if I can put on a bit of that old English accent. But if I'm just talking like a normal person, I can't do it. I'm thinking of getting an arrow industrial piercing. I don't know where that goes. Is that here? Is that the one that connects this up here to down here? I've seen those. Those are cool. Scottish is way better. Oh, we've got a Highlander here. Oh, aye, laddie. Come down straight from the Highlands with my claymore. Brother got his lip pierced by a hot safety pin when he was 16. Watched him do it. Oh, yeah. I mean, we used to be pretty crazy. That's true. I had a bunch of piercings, which is kind of, I looked goofy as fuck with them, but I had them. That was just what you did in the 90s. You can see right there. No, maybe not. But yeah. Got the labret thing done. The back of the lobe to the front of the lobe. So it just goes through. Goes like around. That's cool. Amelia's got a couple of ear piercings. I think she took some of them out, but she's got that crossbar one. She's got some up here in her cartilage. Andy, what you think about it? I like your style too, dude. Any chance of return from the rap persona you used to have? Oh, yeah. Fucking Beauregard. Yeah, Beauregard died, unfortunately. He crashed out. He crashed out in his Lambo on his way to a Diddy party. Yeah. Amelia used to have dermals here. She's got dermals on her collarbones. Tell me everything that's on your mind. Dude, for the last 10 days, when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I'm awake, right? And you get up out, you rub the crust out of your eyes and you go stand up. By the time I'm standing up and on my way to the bathroom, I have a song in my head. And for the last 10 days, it's been the same song and it's driving me fucking insane. I will wake up, stand up, and on my way to the bathroom for my morning piss, I will start hearing, I set fire to the rain, watch it burn. Oh, it's fucking Adele or whatever. I don't even listen to it. I set fire to the rain. Like, why that of all songs? And it won't go away. It just keeps happening. Yeah. Shit is wild, man. Not done DMT. Have you done DMT? What drug you done, Paul? What drug have you done, Paul? I want to know. I want to know your entire drug history. Tell us, Paul, what drug you done? Did you ever go to jail? Nope. Never been arrested, man. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. I live by the straight and the narrow, okay? I toe the line, okay? Pay my taxes. I'm not stupid enough to get caught buying drugs. You know what I'm saying? Paul, you should wear a do-rag. Why? Take secrets. I've come close. I've come close. I've ridden that edge. There are a couple of times where I definitely could have been arrested and charged with certain crimes. And you know what, man? Chalk it up to the white privilege. I don't know what else to thank for it. You know? What can I say? I have not had another Whopper. Yeah. I managed to skirt around it. Let's just put it that way. And we'll leave it there. Let's see. I'm trying to. Oh, now you got me thinking about it. What is the closest I've ever come to being arrested? Two things come to mind. Two stories. Both of them have to do with drugs. In this case, marijuana, right? Which sucks because now everybody smokes it. But back in the day, marijuana was a no-no in most places. Well, in all places, really. Thank you, babe.
Yeah. I'm done down there.
Oh, okay. So, one time, a cop showed up for a noise complaint at an apartment I was living in. I lived with a concert piano player named Jonathan, and he was playing Allegro Barbaro in the middle of the night, basically, because we were high as fuck. And we had the door cracked so that the weed smoke could come out, and a cop just pushed the door open into a big cloud of weed, and shit was all over the fucking counter. There was just no hiding it. And the guy was like, huh. He goes, hey, you guys having a good time tonight, huh? We're like, yeah. I swear, he's like, I thought this was going to be like somebody playing the stereo. When they said it was classical music, I thought it was going to be somebody playing the stereo. I did not expect a concert piano. And he was like, it's late, guys. Keep it down, okay? No more piano tonight. We're like, okay. He's, all right, have a good one. And he just leaves. I was like, thank you, white privilege. Thank you, white privilege. Oh, Lord, have mercy. What do you do for a career? I'm a podcaster for a career, is what I do. You know, Paul, me and my younger brother grew up watching your YouTube journey, and he constantly tells me that you remind him of me. I never asked if that was an insult or a compliment. Could be, I mean, could be both, right? I mean, it could be both. I don't see why not. Yeah, dude. I mean, it probably was shot, and that's probably why he let us go. Because he was like, hey, you know what? At least these guys are smoking pot and making art, you know? Maybe that's what he thought. I don't know. At least these dudes. At least they're white and they're making piano music, so. Still keep a baseball bat near the door? Yep. Where's the bejeweled dagger? I don't know what bejeweled dagger you're talking about. Yeah. These are classy stoners, you know? Then the second one was even worse. The second one would have put me in, like, prison on a federal charge. I had just broken up with my ex-wife, like, that day I was on the road. So that day, I drove all the way from L.A. to El Paso, Texas. Well, not L.A. I drove all the way from Fresno to El Paso, Texas. That's a long drive. I drove it all in one shot with no sleep or anything. stopped in El Paso, right? Got in my car after I slept for a while. Got in my car. It was middle of the night. It was like 1 a.m. when I just left the hotel and got back on the road. And I'm going down the highway because I'm heading for San Antonio, Texas. So I'm heading down the highway, and all of a sudden there's these signs like, hey, you need to go here, mandatory checkpoint. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden I realize as I'm pulling into a mandatory border checkpoint that I have fucking like 2 ounces of weed. I have like 6 fat bars of weed chocolate. I'm carrying enough weed in Texas near the border to put me in prison. And I was like, fuck. Well, at that point, you can't turn around. They're going to chase you. You can't stop. There's nowhere to go. You're on the freeway. It's one way. So anyway, I pulled up. Dude had a gun. Like, I don't know which one, but he had one of those guns. How you doing tonight? I'm okay, sir. Where are you heading? San Antonio, Texas. But where are you coming from? Fresno, California? What's your business in Texas? Visiting friends for the holidays. All right. You got anything in your car I need to know about? Any marijuana, any heroin, any kind of drugs or alcohol or firearms, sir? No, sir, I don't. Do I need to have one of my dogs come and verify that, sir? Well, I mean, if you'd like to, you could, but it would be a waste of your time. I got nothing. All right. Go ahead and pull through. Enjoy your stay in Texas. It's like, I got down the road and fucking like broke out into a sweat. I got lightheaded. I had to pull off at the next rest stop and just fucking get my shit together, bro. That was wild. And I didn't even like, it wasn't like I was trying to do it. I'm just a stoner. I'd lived in California for so long that I wasn't even fucking on the wavelength, bro. You know? I think under any normal circumstances, that never would have happened. But because I was so emotionally all fucked up in the midst of a breakup and all that shit, it's like, oof. Yeah, dude, speech check for sure. Yeah. Well, I was a teenager when that cop pulled my girlfriend over, and I was in the back seat, and he gave her a big old lecture about what a scumbag I was. I don't think he was gonna arrest anybody, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, dude, I took all the points from the physical stats, dexterity, strength, willpower. I rolled all those down to 1, and I threw everything in speech. When the feds paid a visit to WizKid. Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, they weren't gonna put me in jail. I was like 13 or 14 or whatever I was. 13, I think. They weren't gonna put me in jail. They were just trying to put the fear of God in me. You know, I broke the fucking rules. I broke FCC rules. And by proxy, was involved with some very shady characters in the area on the CB radio, right? I wasn't doing anything with them other than talking to them, but I was in this fucking investigation. Yeah, no, she would. I mean, if I'd have kept on doing it, she probably would have had to pay a big fat fine or like maybe even, you know, I don't know what the escalation of that is. But that shit never happened again. I don't think I've spoken on a CB radio since then. And that's not even a joke. Do you think that the spotlight trucker would have done you harm if he'd spotted you? No. That guy, believe it or not, the dude that did that, he was the first trucker that tracked me down as I was shit talking. That dude ended up being a pretty decent guy. Like, he was just trying to scare us. He was just trying to scare the shit out of us. Now, I think that, like, had, like, my friend's dad come running out of the house, like, what the fuck's your problem, man? Why are you fucking... That could have escalated, probably. But the guy just wanted to scare two little kids that were being mouthy. And, I think for a lot of little kids, that'd have been the last time we did it. But, I don't know. Me and my bestie back then, we were built different. It was the most thrilling thing that had ever happened to us. We couldn't stop talking about it to each other, you know what I mean? And we couldn't wait to do it again. No, that was not the guy that shot his wife. Guy that shot his wife went by Hightower, and he would have done harm to me. That dude knew where I lived, and he would just park out in front of my house if I shit talked him and smoke cigarettes out there. That dude, that dude had ill intent for sure. And then he went on to shoot his wife. So that guy had ill intent, for sure. But it's like, I think about that. This is an interesting little aside. So I chill on Discord, and in the community that I chill in, one of the most hideous and horrible things that you could possibly do to somebody in this Discord community is dox them. Like, threaten to dox them. Tell somebody their real name. Tell somebody where they live or what their job is, right? And I have not lived in fear of that since I was like 8 years old. 8 years old, I've known that ops know where I live. And I don't care. I'm not trying to, like... I don't do anything to provoke it, really, but the idea that my shit is out there, it doesn't register with me as that big of a fucking deal, right? And to some people, it's like, holy fuck, the end of the world. The duck molested his grandsons, who I went to school with. They were younger than me. They came up behind me. Like, as I was... Because I went to a K-8 out in the country. So kindergarten through 8th grade, I didn't go to a separate junior high. And so they were 6th graders when I was 8th graders, and he got caught. Yeah, one of the dudes on the CB radio got caught messing with his grandsons. And they were like, around my age and shit. And I was talking to this dude on the CB like 3-4 times a week. Yeah. I mean, look, dude, my name is really all you need is my name to find out where I live. And my name has been out there forever. Paul Parkey. And so, I'm not, like I said, dude, it would suck if somebody swatted me. It'd be horrible. But that person would likely face consequences for it. Like, the feds don't fuck around with swatting anymore. But there's this identity thing on the internet. I think it's going to have to come to a head at some point. People are going to have to fucking identify themselves. And that's all there is to it. Human beings are not equipped to handle anonymity in a mass scale. Human beings are not equipped. It is a social situation that just doesn't exist in our evolutionary history. The idea that you can just say whatever ridiculous fucking shit and have no social consequence for it because you're not, William Baxter, you're fucking, Dildo Master 6969 or whatever the fuck, right? And I think it's holding the internet back, to be frank with you, as a communication tool, as a tool for meeting people and understanding people and discussing important things. I think the more layers of anonymity there are, the less useful that environment is. That ever happens, though, it's going to be so annoying. I mean, I hate to say this, Phoebes, but on a continuum, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And, I tell that to people all the time when it comes to doing what I do for a living. It's a foregone conclusion that you're going to be known at some level of notoriety. At some point on the continuum, you'll be known. And, that puts you at a fucking disadvantage, right? Against all of the anonymous mobs. I like being anonymous. I know you do. A lot of people do. The problem is that, and I'm not saying you, but a broad swath of people use that anonymity in order to skirt around social consequence. No thanks. Anonymity online should be a right. Should it? Is anonymity a right in public? I don't know. Is it? Isn't it a enumerated right in public? I don't think it is. I mean, you ride around in a car with license plates on it. That's an identifier. Right? Don't have to walk around in public with a name tag. I guess that's true. You don't. But if you do something that transgresses in public, you may as well have a name tag. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you have a name tag. I know this is a crude example, but let's say that you say some shit about a dude's wife at a bar. You're like, oh man, your wife's a slut. And that dude open hand slaps you harder than you've ever been slapped in your fucking life and knocks a couple teeth out of your head. Right? That can't happen to you on the internet. You can't fuck around. You can fuck around, but it's very hard to find out. Yeah. Your driver's license is your name tag. Your state ID is your name tag. Your fucking license plate is your name tag. Your address is your name tag. There's no anonymity in public. If you fuck with me, I can find out who you are and sue you for it, or go fuck with you for it, or whatever I choose, whatever sort of justice I choose to impose is at my disposal as soon as I know who the fuck you are. So if you're shit talking me out on my street, I'll find out who the fuck you are. You're shit talking me on some fucking Twitter shit in DMs. I mean, what fucking recourse do I have? You know what I mean? And so it lets people grow up in this environment where they don't get checked for being retarded. That's an important part of growing up, is getting your chops fucking slapped if you get out of line with somebody. Like learning that there's a fucking hierarchy and you're not at the top of it type shit. Right? The beautiful part, none is not exactly the truth. Let's say, there's a couple of them going on right now, right? A bunch of people dragged into a lawsuit over defamation and all that shit. All that shit fucking just rolled right in. Who was it? It was like Ethan Klein suing a bunch of fucking people who said X, Y, and Z. Subpoenaed Reddit comments, subpoenaed Reddit for people's identities on Reddit. I'd be worried that if everyone on the internet could just access your home address, I'm not saying your home address, but that's part of the continuum, right? The stalking and the harassment shit, that happens already. right? Like, women are pretty much just descended upon like fucking pieces of meat in a piranha pond, no matter where they go, right? So that's already a thing. That's a societal problem. That's not a problem of anonymity. Yeah. So it's like there's not zero recourse. It's like if I've got money and time and I want to sue a bunch of people that are shit talking me on Reddit or on YouTube or whatever the fuck, dude, you can sue people for anything. And if I've got enough money and time and I've got a good enough case, right? I'll know your name. But there's this fucking economic barrier and time barrier between it that just don't exist in public. It's like, number one, somebody from fucking across the country wouldn't even be shit talking me on my lawn. Were the internet not a thing, right? There's no point. So, to a certain extent, the anonymity just excuses and hides antisocial behavior, and it really allows people to just stymie conversation constantly. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the world would be a better place if people were forced to interact with other people, uh, especially on the internet, as if they were equals, right? I think that social consequence when it comes to socializing with people is a good thing. And the fact that there's like a whole generation of people now that have grown up that don't have that and they're starting to go out into the wild, like those people are going to get hurt, right? I think that if people could have stable jobs like they used to, there wouldn't be so much trolls. No, that's not true, dude. Dude, I bet if you had some GTA stats on how many people out there are trolling and have jobs, you'd probably blow your fucking mind, bro. This is not a job, no job problem. This is not a too much free time problem. That's why I think it should be addressed. Like, that's why I think it's an important thing to address. Because I think it's reached a point where uh, it's starting to have detrimental effects on how people deal with each other in real life. Too much screen time. I mean, whatever. Yeah, maybe so. It's just odd, though. There's just this whole microcosm of threat. Doesn't that make you want to shed it? Like, if somebody got in your DMs and was like, "Hey man, I know where you're at," and they gave you some, they hinted at something that they shouldn't know. Hello, squirrely girly. Hello. Hello, squirrely girly. Let me go get some peanut. Where'd you go, squirrely girly? Here, we'll put a peanut. There you go. Ooh. What do you got publicly slapped and begging for not to it getting uploaded, and that video is reason for troll? Bro, here's the thing, man. If you let people hold stupid bullshit over your head, then you will never stand in the sunshine. What do you think of that? Fuck it. Bro, life is brief. Why care about some embarrassing bullshit? Just own it and move forward and have confidence about yourself, and don't cower in fear at the idea that you're a human being and you make mistakes. If you let people hold shit over your head, you never get any fucking sun on your face. Period. It's a whole other issue. People think subjective truth-telling equates to trolling. In what way? Like, expand on that. I'm not sure I understand you. How's the kick transition? It's working. It's doing good. Building up membership and stuff over there, and starting to get the hang of how it works, I guess. No. The whole point, Phoebe, is not that I want the current hater sub to be named and shamed. I really don't care. They're part of the ecosystem of having a fan base, right? They're fine. My contention would be that the hater sub wouldn't exist in its current form if, generationally these rules change. That's all. Like, there would be less of this toxic ass, snarky, bullshitty kind of behavior if people had skin in the game. I mean, you definitely were begging people to name and shame them. Oh boy. Do I have to walk you through this, Phoebes? Here we go. I never meant to name nor shame any of the members of that community. I just wanted them to sweat. I never had any informants. There was 2 guys that sent me shit. One of them was a fake out, like trying to get me to publish pictures that weren't the dude, right? The entire point of me ragging on those, yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Phoebes. 100%. And look what happened to that community as a result of it. They tore each other apart. They went nuts at the very idea that I had informants sending me shit about them, which I never did. Isn't that great? It's chess, it's not checkers, Phoebes. It's chess, it's not checkers. Nobody sent me shit. Nor did I have any intentions of looking for shit. I mean, it went from 40 retards to 20 retards. Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, dude, a lot of the people that were involved in that community are no longer involved in it. And there was some, internal fucking doxing bullshit that went on with them. It exposed the backwardsness of their thinking. They were screaming at the top of their lungs that what they did to Amelia wasn't doxing. But me never doxing a single one of them is problematic. They want to wag their finger at it. Who did I dox? I know what I threatened to do. But once again, it's chess, it's not checkers. Who did I dox? I'm not saying that you are defending them. I'm trying to explain to you, now that it's ancient fucking history, what that was all about. I never had any intention of publishing anything. I just wanted to introduce the idea into their head that their identities might be at stake. I just wanted to introduce the idea in their head that their name might be appended to all the shit that they said, thinkingly anonymously. Never published anything. All I did was get that community bubbled up to the point where they turned on themselves and started chewing on each other. That's it. I taught them a fucking lesson. My only point is, you've indicated you have some biases that might be affecting how you feel about internet anonymity. I guess so, yeah. I mean, my bias is that I'm at an instant disadvantage to people that want to waste my time because I'm known and they're not. Yeah, of course. Absolutely, yeah. I come real and correct and personal and direct. And I'm at an instant disadvantage to a dude that can create 50 fucking accounts and waste my time. Yeah. 100% I got biases. What of it? Like, what of it? Show me a human being without bias. Bias doesn't mean bad. You probably have a bias towards not drinking water that smells funky, right? But you can see why some chud on the internet would also want to have their name and address not published or discussed by a major content creator with an active audience. Yeah, I could see why they wouldn't want to do that. So I guess that maybe they should probably fucking come correct like they would in public. That's it. Right? Yeah. Dude, that happens all the time in public, doesn't it? Like, if I walk over to that big muscly dude and pinch his butt, I can't just disappear in a cloud of smoke and come back and do it again, right? I'm going to get bitch slapped in the face at the least, right? I'm going to learn a lesson. It's not competing interests. It's the truth. It's just the truth of the fucking matter. You see what I'm saying? So being online should be equivalent to being in person. Should be equivalent to being in public. It's the public square now. Nobody goes out in public and puts a soapbox up and fucking preaches their fucking shit anymore. Like, that's not how communities get together. That's not how shit is. It's the internet. The internet is the new communication tool. It's the new public square. And so, yeah. And it's like, it doesn't even mean necessarily your anonymity. It's like, okay, let's think about it this way. We're having a rally and I'm talking, right? And here's what we need to do. And somebody in the rally, like, everybody is listening and engaged except one dude. One dude is like, boo, shut the fuck up. He's got a bullhorn and he's doing it, right? So the community at large who wants to hear the talk takes that dude's bullhorn and breaks it, right? That dude, instead of being like now stripped of his ability to fuck with people, that dude reappears as two guys with bullhorns, then four, right? Beat them up. There's six more, right? That never happens. There's no situation in which you can combine those two worlds and make like a meaningful sit down and a meaningful transfer of information, meaningful argument, meaningful political conversation, it goes right the fuck out the window because nobody's got skin in the game. A comment online can be ignored, unlike a person with a bullhorn. I guess that's a good point. I guess that's a good point, but it doesn't really change the fundamental nature of what I'm saying. It's like, uh, okay, so the guy doesn't have a bullhorn. He's just sneaking around behind me and goosing my ass. I could ignore it and keep going, but every time I turn around and punch the dude goosing my ass so that I can move forward with what I'm doing, he's back on the other butt cheek. You get it? How about that? What about that? Does that work? If you don't feed troll, I like trolls. This is not about getting rid of trolling. I don't know why this is being read that way. It's not about getting rid of trolling. Troll away. Like, trolling is great. I mean, look at like what Drewski did recently, dressing up like Erica Kirk. I mean, he fucking set the whole goddamn internet on fire with that stupid bullshit. Right? Go troll. But like, trolling is not just making an account, making multiple accounts and coming back and coming back and coming back and spamming this and spamming that and fucking, you know what I mean? It's not. That's not trolling. Like, the bar for what is trolling has sunk to a level that, like, we need to just reevaluate the word. I don't know, bro. You can't pinch someone's ass through a comment. Okay. That is a good point. You make a good point, Buttercup. Okay. You can ignore, but I'm not just talking about internet comments. I'm talking about the flow of a conversation, right? So let's put it this way. You're having a conversation with a bunch of people. And there's a dude that comes in and goes, right? And eventually somebody just punches him in his face and he goes away whimpering, right? And then he comes back, right? And now he's two dudes going while you're sitting around talking. And so you smack them, it comes back, you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Right? Like, where does that exist? You see Project Hail Mary? I have not. Kind of want to, but I have not seen it, no. But yeah, no, I definitely have bias. I'm definitely coming at this from a biased point. But the point stands. I do believe that we'd be in a better position to use the internet in a useful way, because it's not that, like, okay, think about it like this. It's not that I want all of these people's names to be known. It's that if people knew that their names could be known, if they engage in this community or in this way, there would be way less people fucking around in these spaces, and it would be way easier to have a fucking conversation in them. All right, let me see Phoebe's last comment. Sorry, Phoebe's. It is competing interests. You have an interest in ending internet anonymity so you can hold trolls and doxers accountable, and they have an interest in preserving it so they can keep talking shit. Well, sure. And ultimately, talking shit is not that's not the crux of this. We're talking about the very lowest end of trolling. Just the absolute, like, assault of nonsense, right? That happens anytime you try and have a conversation in these spaces. And you're right. You know what I mean? You can fucking moderate your chat. You know, I have moderators here that ban people if they're spamming and shit, usually. Uh, there are things you can do to mitigate it, but there's always more free time on somebody else's behalf. And if engaging in these spaces, excuse me, came with the caveat that like people could see your face, I don't think that like 90% of the bullshit that happens on the internet would happen. And I think it'd be an easier place to talk to people. Because it's like, it's not like these people are like, I'm not talking about people that are, you know, because like I said, I love trolls. Like when a person comes in here and hammers me on a fucking point or whatever, and it is intelligent and having a little repartee and stuff, dude, that's the best, man. I love that. I love it when somebody tries to get under my skin in that way and lives there. You know, that kind of interplay is what I'm here for, right? To a certain extent. Um, it's not that. It is literally the lowest common denominator type shit that just would not happen otherwise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're a good example. Like you're a good example. Like you disagree with me on something and you'll just needle me on it. That's fine. I don't think it's trolling necessarily all the time, but it probably is sometimes. Who the fuck knows? Who cares? Yeah. Yeah, the sensitive groups thing is, you know, that is a whole fucking that's a whole ball of wax because you don't want to de-incentivize people from sensitive groups from speaking out in these spaces, but the same, you know, thing that kind of enforces politeness in society could end up being turned around and weaponized against them. I would say that like would I don't know. Who the fuck knows, man? Can we just undo the internet? I think that would probably be the best. Can we just go back to the 80s where we'd all be like, right now, you know what we'd all be doing if it was the 80s, dude? We'd be listening to fucking like Flock of Seagulls on a boombox on our shoulders while we skateboarded down the fucking road, dude. We'd have our jeans like rolled up at the ankles. We'd all be wearing fucking fedoras and we'd have beads and shit in our hair. And we'd be listening to fucking Cyndi Lauper and, you know, fucking Huey Lewis and the News. And we would be skateboarding down the street or surfing somewhere. You know what I mean? The future is now, old man. The future sucks. The 80s and 90s were not as good as you remember. Oh, well, whatever, man. I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm just telling you, dude. You know, if we went back to the 90s, you know what we'd be doing right now? We'd be hanging out in the park, smoking weed, you know, looking down at our fucking DC shoes. You know what I mean? Fucking kicking it. Yeah, it really is. It really is the lamest fucking dystopia. DC shoes were a thing in the 80s. Oh, yeah. No, not D. No, I was talking about the 90s. Yeah, DCs were 90s. I was talking about that era. I said if it was, I did the whole if it was the 80s, what we'd be doing, and then I did the 90s. I just didn't enumerate that. Dismal. But then again, Yeah. Yeah, Phoebes is right. Yeah. I have too much inherent bias to really, really seriously discuss anonymity on the internet because I'm in a strange position, and I can't assume that my situation is going to be everybody's situation. I haven't been anonymous in fucking forever, right? And it hasn't destroyed my life or anything, and it hasn't fucking opened me up to this, that, or the other thing. It's just it's part of the thing, but it's my job. So Phoebes is probably right. Um, you know, I still stand on what I said, but now I realize that it's kind of a tyrannical thing to do. Well, fuck it. I got, in a world, then worry about it in a world where I'm a tyrant. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I think that you could have like functional. I've talked about it. You remember like the three-tiered fucking system to save the internet or whatever. Like I've talked about it. Or you've got like a single anonymous account that you can use where you have the same thing you have now, like functional anonymity. Only government entities or the companies running this have anything beyond that on you, right? You've got that. Once that one is banned from a community or blocked by somebody, you've got one other choice or two choices. Leave that person the fuck alone, go find something else to do, or come back on main with your fucking shit. There you go. That to me seems to make sense. Brett Keane was never anonymous. His first YouTube channel was Brett Keane. He always, this is Brett Keane. That's how he started his videos from the very start. An internet without AI, I'm tired of the slop. Brother, you may as well just fucking put your face down in the trough and get to sucking. If you think AI is going back in the bottle, your ass is retarded, bro. Retarded. We've been feeding this fucking thing since before we had AI. Every comment we make, scraped and data collated and fed to one of these fucking AGIs. Every time your phone fucking tracks you from one place to the next, that data gets passed up the fucking chain. We've been like building this fucking thing for 25 years. It's not going back in the fucking box. What do you think the point of it was? Tracking all of that. He didn't show his face until he got a little popularity, but his name was Brett Keane. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much hard doxing you can do on yourself than just naming your fucking account what your real name is.
It's crybaby seed.
Oh, is he wimping?
Yeah.
He just wants to chase the fucking squirrels off. squirrely girly came up here, like all the way up to the top. I put some peanuts out for her, but she hasn't been back around. He didn't think too far ahead. No, he thought too far ahead. Brett, when he got like popular on YouTube and popular in 2006-7 terms, like Brett, he immediately leaned into like, I'm an author, I'm a musician, I'm this, I'm that, oh my God, I'm a he just immediately like wanted to tie his name to every kind of creative outlet and shit. They shut down Sora. Yeah, that's fine. Like, that doesn't mean that AI is going away. They scraped the data they wanted with Sora.
Well, it's also like only one video generator.
Right.
Not a ton.
And it's just like, even if we wind it down here in the United States legislatively or whatever, like, China's not going to stop. Like, it's the cat's out of the bag.
Well, I've seen like in editing forums too that a lot of the like production companies have like their own kind of secret proprietary video generation.
Oh, I believe it. I 100% believe
Maybe
it.
not like completely independently proprietary, but like, you know, they have a very secretive deal with some little company.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not going anywhere, dude. It's not going anywhere. It's a bubble that's got to pop. You see, here's the thing. The public bubble can pop. The private bubble will not pop. It'll come back like a fucking blister over and over because that is what, listen, the governments of the world right now want nothing more than an AGI that can run all of the fucking war planning and all of the bullshit and collate all the data that they've been collecting on people and take over investigative roles and blah, 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 blah. They want nothing more than a powerful AI that puts them ahead of the curve against everybody else.
Well, like here's their ultimate path to profitability: government and medicine.
Yeah.
Those two fields are what ultimately are going to pay the bills. Is what they're hoping.
Well, you're wrapping defense into government?
Yeah.
Because I think it's medicine is obviously another one that's going to benefit, but I think that the defense is going to be why we never see the end of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's other little government things that would probably like it too.
Well, maybe like the bureaucratic element of things. Like you could really like get rid of the fucking DMV largely as it exists, and just have.
Oh, whatever. There's 100 different uses they could probably come up with for AI and government shit.
Yeah.
Parsing through grant requests and yada 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 yada.
Yeah, I mean, for me, so what we're looking at right now, one of the interesting things about Iran is they're using these drones. These
Have
like,
you seen their propaganda videos made with AI? Those
oh yeah,
Lego ones.
Oh yeah,
That's another huge like video AI generation isn't going to go away just because of that. Because like that's a fucking insane level of propaganda.
Oh yeah,
they did.
Oh yeah, and it's working. Like it's reaching America, and people are fucking laughing about it and enjoying it, sharing it. So yeah, no, it's not going away. Although I could see like a lot of people are saying that the bubble's gonna pop, and it's just like I think that might be a bad thing because for us, it means that we're gonna lose access to it. Like your average person isn't going to be able to do any prompting or anything anymore. We're going to lose our access to it. That doesn't mean it goes away. That just means it gets taken away from us as a tool.
It stays in like super high-end production companies and government and medical companies and pharmaceuticals.
Right. And look, dude, for what it's worth, I understand that 99% of what people see is slop, and I get it. When you sit down at one of these generative AI things and you just prompt it 1 or 2 times, what it's going to spit out is garbage. But these mixed media, there is a mixed media guy. What is his name? Gossip Goblin on YouTube. He does these amazing fucking AI videos. In a kind of like a cyberpunk setting. Well, I say he, it's a whole team. So he's got voice actors, he's got writers, he's got somebody doing the prompting and generative AI, he's got an editor, right? And he is making some really and look, is it perfect? No. Can you still kind of tell that it's got that AI thing going about it? Yes. But it is fucking narratively compelling, and it's like an early bellwether to me of, if they allow us to keep playing with these tools, what could be possible in 5 or 10 years. Like a full length motion picture made by a nobody, right? It's really cool, and they're using it in this fucking mixed media way, which is really cool as well. So I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I can show some of it. Get in there, Nate. Fiddle-dee-dee and fiddle-dee-doo. All right, let me see if I can find this guy. Yeah.
Shut up! Oh my lord. Did you see Lenora after her rib removal? Dr. Vex, right? Completely butchered. 3 ribs gone and she's still a size 7.
So embarrassing. Serona went to chiral.
The oblique vacuum?
Yes, full extraction. Size 4 now.
Shut up.
Plus that whale got a jaw cartilage weave and dermal glathing.
Ugh. Her face in UV lighting is insane.
Remember Mara's cheek grafts though?
Oh god, the lumps. Yuck.
Looked like she was hoarding marbles.
Oh girls, I remember when I... Shut up. Anyway, Tessa got spinal compression last week.
How many vertebrae?
4. Or 3.
Does she look proportional?
Sorta alien, but hot alien.
I'm doing horn buds today.
Temporal or occipital?
Temporal.
So chic. Roga did hers in silicone and they cracked in 2 months.
Vulgar.
Corova Brixburn?
Babe, you're gonna be flawless.
What if they fucked it up?
They won't. It's chiroplasty.
Will I look like myself?
God, I hope not.
I think it's cool. Now that's like a little sub section of it's called the 13 cycles of humanity, and this is one of the ones where like vanity takes over humanity and we use the machines to carve our bodies until we're no longer human. It's not the highest art. I didn't say it was. I'm just saying it's an interesting narrative device, and she shouldn't be able to do lip sounds like P. Well, maybe she had like a voice box that was replicating the voice, you know what I mean? So that she could have the giant face and lips. I don't know if it's worth the water price. I'll just give up on the water shit, bro. Do you understand that, like, if what's left of this planet is going to be saved, that this AI shit is our best bet. Like, not the AI slop that's being generated, but a true fucking AGI that can take over and fucking help us mend what we have broken. That's it. Like, you ought to be praying to the fucking thing. AGI isn't on the horizon. Oh shit. I guess I'll fucking stop talking about it then. Some dude on the internet with a random generated fucking name, Jerry7281I-7, said AGI is not even on the horizon. It is going to bite you right in the ass, isn't it? There are so many people who lack the ability to think creatively into the near and distant future, right? And there are so many people who think, like, they just run with like a nothing ever happens kind of attitude. And a lot of them get away with it because a human life is a brief thing. But it's just like, dude, if they're letting us play with AI to the extent that they're letting us do it, what do you think the Pentagon has? What do you think is in the labs where they don't allow people to play with that AI? What do you think it's been feeding? Like, are you stupid? It's just gonna bite you right up the ass. Like, one day it'll be here, and you'll act like you saw it coming all along, and there'll be no social consequence for you being retarded about it. It's unsustainable hype. I'm not hyping it. RAM shortage is only a big deal because they're still allowing us to buy it. We'll be renting that soon enough. You'll be renting anything that might need RAM. Yes, you are hyping it, Paul. Well, I'm sorry about that, James I209Y. My bad, bro. I'm hyping it. Have you been dragging ass on this whole thing? It'll never do fucking video. It'll never be able to talk like a real person. It'll never be able to generate pictures that you can't tell any different. Have you been dragging ass the whole time? Just saying it'll never, and poo-pooing it? That's what a lot of anti-AI people have been doing. Like, you know, when it came out with the Will Smith eating spaghetti thing, they were like, LOL, look at this bullshit. Now now it's fucking like way generations beyond that. It's still fucking slop. It's never gonna do nothing. It's like at what point do you just just take the L and walk away, you know? It's not even a debate. You don't get to debate. You don't get to decide. Like, this is not open for debate. This is happening. A lot of people think it's a magic machine, though. It's the closest we're going to get to a magic machine. It's the closest we're going to get. A true AGI could outthink the planet, the entire output of human cognition. It could outthink us every fucking nanosecond of every day. And that's what we need. I don't know if you guys have been noticing something, but maybe I'll key you in on it. The people that run this country are retarded. The people that run the giant businesses that own the governments that run this fucking planet are socially retarded. They're weird, pale, socially stunted dorks have taken over the fucking world, dude. I don't know if you've noticed. There's nobody, there's the smart people are not at the helm. Dude, beyond fucking, it's just beyond, bro. I don't think the actual people actually in control are dumb. Really? You don't think so? Why is the world shit soup? If that's not the, why is the world shit soup right now with an extra scoop of shit? They're purposefully raping the planet to the point where it won't sustain life. They're purposefully spilling oil all over the place. They're purposefully losing a war against Iran. They're purposefully doing this shit. Because I thought all of those things were the result of these people trying to do their best to do X, Y, and Z. No, they're not, Phoebes. That's retarded. It is absolutely retarded. They are not trying to rape the planet to non-existence. Right? That means them too. That would mean killing themselves. Yeah, I don't know. They are stupid. That's the point. I don't know how that, like, why we're, like, the people running things aren't stupid, or they are stupid, I don't even know. See, like, I feel like you're doing it again. You've got me off on a fucking tangent that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Ugh. I think it's more so that they know they'll be dead by the time everything goes to shit, and they don't care what happens after that. It's more selfishness than stupidity. I mean, what's the difference? When you're talking about pissing away everything in the world for selfishness, isn't selfishness and stupidity the same thing at that point? Well, destabilization. Okay, so to what end? So why don't you walk me through the master plan that's being enacted right now? Because from my perspective, it looks like a bumblefuck. It looks like the most powerful fucking guy in the country is demented and is ordering things that can't be backed up and is signing off on shit that shouldn't be signed off on. So we've got a retard in charge, right? That's what it looks like. Why don't you walk me through the master plan that's actually happening? Just keep it on Iran. I don't think there's a master plan. I think it's a series of fucking retarded decisions and stupid human error. Yeah, just keep it on Iran so we can fucking control the scope here. Keep it on Iran. Control the scope. What does us losing to Iran have to do with the price of rice in China? I hope that's not the case. I hope getting to the fucking Illuminati level of things. These people were emailing each other about fucking crimes against humanity and shit. Like that's not the work of a bunch of fucking brilliant chess players pulling the puppet strings of society. You know what I mean? These guys are not. They're weirdos. So we don't want to win or lose against Iran. We want to destabilize the region and eventually insert. Right, but so why are we committing thousands of troops to it? If the intent is to destabilize, haven't we done that? Just bombing it, right? Why are we sending troops? Well, that's what it seems like to me. Here's the conspiracy as I see it. And it's based around stupidity and human avarice. Okay? Israel has got a dossier on the high people in our government that would make Satan himself blush. And Israel wants to take over Iran and secure it as a satellite state of broader Israel. Israel wants more power and prestige in the region. Israel wants command over the region so that it can further economically exploit and push out the native populations of those regions. That's what Israel wants. And Israel has a dossier over Donald Trump's head that will be published if he doesn't go along with every little fucking stupid ass whim they have. So really, it's the stupidity and intransigence of our government that has allowed them to be compromised with videos of them doing hideous and horrible things. Yeah? And that's what's going on in Iran. There's no master plan to destabilize the region. It's literally that our government the people that run it have gotten so corrupt and stupid that their whole buttholes are exposed to bad actors in the world, and people are leaning on them. That's not a master plan. That's retarded behavior. That's what a moron does. So I don't see it. There are a trifecta of concerns making the Iran war happen. The billionaire class wants an unstable Iran that cannot control their own territory or the Strait of Hormuz. The Zionists want greater Israel, both from their history. We're talking about how we got into this. I don't know. I think we're just talking past each other. Because you just said that the whole thing was destabilizing. Now you're saying there's 3 reasons. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody. I think I'm closer to the truth on this one. Sorry. I think this war is a blunder. I think it's a massive blunder that happened because our country can no longer say no to Israel because Israel has a dossier on the ruling class of this country filled with indiscretions with young children and prostitution and this and that and fucking drugs and all kinds of crazy shit, right? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I've never believed that there is some fucking Illuminati running things or that there's some, I don't think that this is, I think you're overthinking it. I think that the reason that this is happening the way it's happening is because Israel doesn't know what the fuck it's doing, but it's got us got a chain around our leadership. And so it's being able to use our apparatus in this ill-advised attempt to expansionist attempt, right? It's just they're leaning on our leaders. People getting leaned on because they can't keep their fucking goddamn pelvis in check is what happens to morons. That's what happens to dupes. Stupid ass pud whackers that can't see the big picture. That doesn't happen to smart people. That doesn't happen to fucking brilliant people. That happens to morons. Oh, don't even listen to them, Phoebes. Yeah. You don't need a formal conspiracy when interests align. And right now, the interests are a bunch of people in high office in our government and a bunch of people in high positions in corporations all over this fucking planet have been fucking children and doing drugs and human trafficking people. And there's a big fat file of that sitting on fucking Netanyahu's desk. I don't understand why it has to go farther than that. And it makes sense too. It makes sense that this has been something that Israel, it's been a project of Israel's for the last 20 years to get fucking compromise on every American political entity and corporate entity that it could. And it's highly likely that Jeffrey Epstein was a fucking Mossad agent, was feeding all of this shit, facilitating all of this shit. The dude's fucking history is just absolutely, if you look into like, it makes no sense. It's got all the hallmarks of somebody that was just inserted into society to fucking, I don't know, to honeypot people. What could Israel even release that would change the ground game here in America? Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that if there were videos of Donald Trump out there getting blown by little girls, that it would just be fucking, and not just him, but Bill Gates, Elon Musk, just every leader in society? You don't think that would cause a fucking goddamn earthquake in this country? That wouldn't make a difference. Okay. Well, I guess you and I differ on that. Look at what's already come out. Listen, there's a difference between fucking like accusations from the 80s and videotape and being part of a more formal conspiracy to traffic children and having that be on tape. And I'm not just talking about Trump. I'm talking about they could do a simul drop on about fucking 9 leaders of the world probably and just absolutely fucking monkey fuck people's ability to control their fucking populace anymore. I don't think people will believe it when it's released. They'll say it was photoshopped or whatever. Is that why every goddamn piece of AI slop on Twitter, the first fucking comment down below it is, "Hey Guac, is this real?" Is that because people are just these ultimate skeptics that are not going to believe whatever's fucking released? "Hey Guac, this real? Hey Guac, is this picture of the moon crashing into the earth real?" You got to be fucking joking me, bro. The idiots have taken over. It was Fat Mike that was right. Think about it, dude. It was the punks that were right. "Hey, Guac, is this picture of a frog putting on a top hat and dancing real? Yeah, those people are going to be ultimate skeptics, dude. You're right. Nobody's going to believe it. Give me a fucking break, dude. This is the most dismal I've ever felt about the future of this country. And I feel like I've been giving it way too much deference for too long in terms of the complexity. The problem is that the morons are running us. The problem is that capitalism doesn't necessarily select for intelligence. It selects for greed, avarice, and connections. It selects for old money, right? It doesn't select for intelligence. There are too many morons running this planet and running all the corporations that run this planet. Too stupid. Oh, yeah. You have all the answers, Paul. James, you just got fucking mangled, bro. You just got mangled, homeboy. Why are you still trying? It's time to go get on fucking William 728103. You know what I mean? This one's burnt. You burnt this one, homie. Too stupid to live. Balancing your self-interest with your broader responsibility and a global outlook is part of intelligence. It's part of what you would expect from an intelligent leader. We don't have intelligent leaders, so we don't get that. We don't get broad perspective. Your only account is James-I209Y. Why does your only account sound like somebody's fucking bank password or something? You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just... Like, let's dig deep. Let's dig into you, James. You want attention? Let's give you the Eye of Sauron for a minute. Can we talk about this? And maybe it'll prove a little point. I want everybody... Remember what we were just talking about. Hey, James. Can we dig a little deeper into this name choice? James-I209Y. Where you at, bud? All of a sudden typing real slow. It is. He's got a name like fucking you're uncreative. Nah, I don't really think that fucking comes down to it. I mean, I do agree with you. You are uncreative. But I don't think that that's at the heart of this. I think we know what's at the heart of this. You're a rando. Just like your name is a jumbled bunch of fucking letters and symbols. James-I209Y. Nobody has a name like that, dude. Look around the room, bro. Look around the room. Yeah. Nobody's that fucking uncreative. Nobody in the world is that uncreative. Select your username, James-019IY. Nobody does that. Not a single human being in the history of human beings has picked that as a username, is what I'm getting. So I want to know what's behind that shit. No profile pic. Nothing. Nothing that would indicate to me that this is my only account that I interact with people with on the internet. Nothing about that. Maybe I'm trying to pretend to be a bot. Got it. Maybe so. Maybe so. I don't think that's it either, though. Are you a clanker? You know what, dude? Check this box. Touch my finger if you're a real human being. I'm doing a captcha on you, bitch ass. Touch my finger if you're a real human being. This is a captcha. Check the box. He's a clanker. He's a clanker. No human being went, let me put in my fucking username for YouTube. James 079IY17. Yeah. Nobody did that. Does not recognize finger. Yeah. He's a clanker. Get him. Yeah, dude. That's worse than an Elon name. That's like a lame name. Like if Elon had a kid named that, they'd have the lamest Elon name. Thanks, Reader of Pain. Clanker James, yeah. Yeah, the idiots have taken over. There's just morons running everything. It explains everything, too. There's nothing about it that it doesn't explain. Like, it cannot be explained. It's just morons. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Peace.